Um, I don't know. I just like as a healthcare professional, just as an internal medicine specialist, it's so hard to try to communicate things to people when they just. I mean, unfortunately, it's people don't want to listen, and it's because I mean, it's for a variety of reasons. People are just like, oh, you'll say what you have to do because it pays your paycheck, and I'm like, I advocate for vaccines. I advocate for routine diagnostics on pets because I'd rather catch something early than have you in end stage, congestive heart failure or renal failure or something like that. I'd rather catch it early. Um, I give me 1 second. This is my hospital. Um, I just did. So Saturday and Sunday are my big money days because everyone saves stuff for the weekend or they have time to go come in on the weekend. Um, so on Saturday, I had a full mastectomy. Both mammary chains on a dog were completely removed. The dog is 11 years old, Cocker Spaniel, had never been spayed, and we had explained to her, hey, your dog needs to get spayed when we saw her back in, I think, November. We saw her back in and we said, hey, Sophie's kind of getting up there, but she needs to be spayed so we don't have any future problems. And the owner's like, no, 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 I don't want to spay her right now. She hasn't had any problems. So, like, look, it's very common for older dogs to start developing issues as a result of not being spayed. And, like, eventually the uterus can turn into what's called a pyometra. It basically turns into a giant tumor, and it can be either open or closed. Which open means that it can drain and leak, and it's just really like purulent, nasty discharge comes out. Or it could be closed, in which case the entire uterus kind of seals off and nothing can drain, and the dog is essentially a giant septic bomb, which I've seen a lot of. But most commonly, it's it's open. So open pyometra. The owner's like, yeah, I don't want to spay her. We're like, look, this would be an ideal time to do it because she's got good blood work. It shouldn't really be a big deal, and she can recover from the surgery, without any complications. Owner's like, no, 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 I don't want to do it. We're like, okay, fine, it's your dog. I can't force you to do it. I just, this is my professional recommendation. In December, she comes in because the dog's not hungry, is vomiting, having some issues, and she's like, yeah, and the dog has like this really nasty smell coming out of her, and whatever. And I'm talking to her, and I'm like, this is a pyometra. This is exactly what I was warning you about. We need to, repeat the blood work we just did a month ago. I need to do x-rays to make sure that, nothing else is being moved around or there's not any masses associated with it. We need to take this dog in. So the dog's hospitalized for 4 days. Did the pyometra surgery, which basically we go in, remove the infected uterus, and then, we remove the infected uterus, and we, have to, as a result, we're basically, like, spaying the dog because, uterus gone is a spay. We tell her, hey, we are going to do this. The pyometra surgery, because it's an emergency, basically ends up coming out to around, like, $1,200. With the hospital stay, with everything else, it was like $1,200 to $1,400. In some cases, it can go for almost $3,000. It depends on the situation, what the pet needs. I'm like, look, when I told you a month ago, hey, we could have just spayed your dog, and this would have been totally, we wouldn't have had this problem. We could have avoided everything altogether. A spay for her dog would have cost, like 300 bucks. And, you know, that's where there's problems, because people think that, you know, I'm trying to recommend things to your dog that's gonna harm them in some way, shape, or form, or that I'm just in it for the money, and I'm not. So dog comes in, have to do the surgery, give her the estimate. She's like, okay, all inclusive, the dog really doesn't recover well because of age. Dog doesn't really recover well, does survive the surgery, but basically needs to be hospitalized for almost a week. Costs her about $2,000. We tell her, you know, hey, while this is going on, you know, we're noticing some issues to, we've noticed some changes in the mammary glands, and we're probably going to have to do a surgery to remove the mammary glands at some point as a result of this, because the pyometra's changed the body composition, it's changed the way things are, it changes a lot of things, and, you know, most likely we're going to need to, do a mastectomy. We already see some weird growths, you know, on the nipples, and we honestly need to remove them. So she came in this weekend for that. Full double mastectomy, cytology, because they're definitely cancerous now. You know, from all of this with the dog just not being spayed, had the dog just been spayed, the dog probably wouldn't have developed lymphoma as a result. So we basically did the mastectomy, and it came out that the dog has cancer, the dog has lymphoma, and this is literally all has come about as a result of just not spaying her pet, especially at a younger age. The dog never had puppies, and if you're not, I'm not saying every dog needs to be spayed, because obviously we won't have any more dogs, but if you don't plan on breeding your dog, why not spay it? And if it's a neuter, dogs recover from neuters almost instantly. Neuters are a much less invasive procedure. They don't really, you know, we can do neuters. They go home same day. It's like $200, and sometimes less, 150 bucks. They're out the door. They go home, and you just prevented further issues in life, issues with the prostate, testicular cancer, other things like that, for what is really not a lot of money, considering. And I just don't know what the concept, like, why there's a problem, so many problems that people are afraid to spay and neuter their pets. I understand the issues where people are like, oh, complications with the anesthesia and other things like that. Like, I get that. But from 20 years ago, the advancements with anesthesia monitoring and technology and everything done at a hospital with trained staff, you know, we don't put someone on an anesthesia machine that doesn't know how to monitor anesthesia. You know, if you don't know how to do it, we train you, and we'll never put them, you know, on a surgery by themselves if they don't know what they're doing. So normally I have my tech monitoring anesthesia. They know what they're doing. You know, I have people that are career techs or really well-trained techs doing this, and you know, it's just not, it's not as scary of a procedure anymore. Like, people are afraid because people that don't understand the medical field or aren't very scientific don't really grasp how important it is. But I try to explain to them in the most comfortable way possible. You know, this is what it is, this is how it is, and you know, this is what the procedure is, how we do it, and everything else. And people are still very hesitant about it, and it honestly makes me really sad, because, you know, there's so many problems that could be avoided if we just, I don't know, if we just did a little bit of research, if we did routinely spay and neuter pets. So many things could be eliminated by just doing that. But, you know, I can't force people to do it. You know, they're not my dogs. It's not my dog, it's not my life. I can't force you to do anything you don't want to do, and I won't do that. I'd rather people be informed. And I just feel like people would rather not be informed. They'd rather just kind of stick to whatever they think is the best case. Or, you know, like one of their friends told them that they had this issue, and now they're terrified they're going to have this issue. And there's a lot of corner cutting that happens in vet med. And that's why you have to make sure, like, you have to research the hospital you're going to. You have to do it just like anything else. Like, research your hospital. You know, make sure that they have good reviews. Make sure that, you know, things are done appropriately. Check out the facility. If you don't feel comfortable leaving your pet there, don't do the surgery there. But, like, please spay and neuter your pets, guys. Like, please, I'm begging you. Because I see so many procedures that, you know, are just, I don't want to say unnecessary, but so many things that get done that just, you know, don't need to. No, pets that are, you know, animals that are suffering for the sake of, you know, someone not wanting to do this, or just holding on to it for whatever reason. And it just really breaks my heart, honestly. At the end of the day, you know, I'm an animal lover. You know, I dedicated my life to vet med, and, you know, I want what's best for your pet. And I just feel like people think that that's, you know, that people are trying to scam them out of their money, and it's just not the case, you know. I don't know. Long rant, but it is what it is, you know, my favorite thing to say. You know, it is what it is. This is what I see. This is, you know, I don't want your pet to be sick, guys. Like, I really don't. I want your pet to be healthy, because I'd rather treat your healthy dog for whatever issues it may have. I'd rather treat your healthy dog every day than, you know, potentially lose your dog. I'd so much rather do that. And I feel like people just think that we're out here to make money. And honestly, us vets don't make a lot of money. We're, like, yes, as doctors, we make money, but we're not making what a human doctor makes. I don't know. I'm passionate about it, so I rant about it. And that's kind of how it is. I'm sure not everyone's super thrilled to hear it, and there might be people that just really don't agree with me, but, you know, you're free not to agree with me. It's just, I have science on my side. On another note, we're doing rather well this match. We are behind, but we're still doing well, because Butcher doesn't have a lot of farm. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here. But Butcher looked like he was doing well. I don't know what's going on with this, though. Oh. See, this is okay. So, as I was saying when I was trying to discuss this a little bit earlier, I believe it was last match, because my tangent may have gone on for a bit. The problem with my all shell burn build, where you just kind of shove everything into that, is, I mean, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck a little bit, because if I don't have all shell burn up, I just kind of don't do any damage. And that's the issue that I'm kind of running into here, where I honestly don't do enough damage. Oh my god, this AoE is like crazy. There you go, Goldan. Fuck you. Ooh, are you gonna chain me? Come on, Maiev. I'm gonna die, but he'll probably die to Butcher. Or my minions. My minions killed him. Fuck yeah. God, I really want this mount. I want that rainbow mount for my, or the rainbow unicorn, the metallic rainbow unicorn for my purple, my purple comic book version Sonya. I like the unicorn mount, but not as much. I don't know. I don't like it as much. I also don't understand people's obsession with these clouds, man. They're not like... I don't know if they think that they're funny or they're cool looking. I don't think they're cool looking at all, but I don't know, that's just me. Oh dear. Let's see. I'm sure I will not be receiving my paycheck. I just gotta double check because, you know, I just like to have a visual understanding of the incompetence of my boss. Of course. It is, again, what happens when you're trying to do it on payday. Like, I mean, me, personally, it's also my fault for not having a working printer in my house, but yeah, I don't know. Ooh. There you go. What's up? What's up, boy? Hell yeah. Nope. I'm gonna do Perishing Flame. Ooh. Dunked, fool. Damn, this Golden is about to get slapped. Yeah, sorry, you can't deal with this all while burn mode. Ooh. Snapchat just updated for me, sorry guys. Snapchat just updated, so there's group video chats now. I don't know, I don't use Snapchat that much, but I guess that could be a cool thing. I mean, I don't really see a good use for it myself, but cool. Also, just a few notes for those of you that are on YouTube that will be watching this. Sorry. If you guys watch my, if you guys come to my, into my Twitch channel, and to those of you on Twitch, obviously you can see it. To those of you that come onto my Twitch channel, you can see the, I've added a new panel. I'm getting involved, a little more involved, and kind of inviting the community to join me in cryptocurrency farming and things like that. I have a few things that I'm just using to I don't know, you know, I want to be able to have some excess money or something like that for my retirement, and this is actually a way that I can do it. So I'm kind of adding in cryptocurrency to this. I have invite links and other things like that down in my description. Ragnaros is definitely getting that. He deserved it. I have those kind of in my video description. I mean, in my panel. I will add it to my video description for those of you that are interested in joining me. I have found this other website that's like Crypto Farmer, I believe. Yeah. So I have a cryptofarmer.com. You guys can. I don't know why this is doing this. Or it's like, I don't know. It's like reloading my slide. I'm all my It's constantly like refreshing my tabs, and I don't understand why this is doing this. It's kind of frustrating. But yeah, so I have cryptofarmer.com, and you guys can actually join me. I am gonna grab that info real quick for you guys if you're interested. And yeah, so my invite ID is 197226.